Hi everyone, it's Nichol Spohr here today for Mama Elephant with an Oh Kitty Tree scene card to share with you. These are new stamps and dies for the September 2018 anniversary release, and this is a very popular stamp set, a really cute design with this stacking tree of little kitties here that just is so much fun to create with. We're going to start with the Galactic background cover. This is also a brand new die for the September release, and we're going to ink it up with a night sky look. I'm starting with Blueprint Sketch. You will notice in the finished card, you're not really going to see this purplish blue that much. It's a nice base for a blue undertone, but then we're going to blend in some black soot distress oxide kind of around the sides, around the top. And it's really going to blend together to create the perfect night sky. There's several color combinations I like for this effect. This is one, the Blueprint Sketch and Black Soot. I also like Black Soot and Faded Jeans for a little bit less of a bright undertone, I guess, if you will. If I'm doing something with a little bit more muted colors, the colors that I'm using to color in the accessories for the cats in this card are a little bit brighter, so I went with a brighter undertone. But if I'm using something a little bit more muted, more traditional, I usually go for Faded Jeans. I die cut 2 snow borders here for my card using the On the Hills dies. This is going to create the perfect layering borders. This is a set that was released in 2017. Part of their September release from last year from Mama Elephant. And it's a fantastic die set that's got clouds, it's got these borders, and you can create all kinds of different landscapes with it. It doesn't have to be snow. In this case, that's what I'm going to use them for, but they're just perfect, and I love that they're already sized to fit an A2 sized card base. I did spritz my background with water from a distress sprayer to oxidize and lighten up some areas on my background, and then I'm going to set that aside for a little bit, clean up my work surface. Let's go ahead and grab our card base and let's adhere our panel to that and also adhere our snowy borders before we start stamping and coloring in all of our images for the rest of the card. I put some adhesive at the bottom edge of the card, but at the top I'm going to use liquid adhesive. And that's because there's some die cut holes up here that I don't want a tape runner poking out through the front of the card. If you leave those little holes like that, you're going to see some white falling snow, which is definitely the effect that we're going for. However, I do end up covering those up, so if you wanted to use a tape runner, you definitely could. You can see how perfect those snow borders fit across the bottom of the scene card here. I really love this effect. I think they're really great dies, and I love that they're already pre-sized to fit the front of the card perfectly. I am inking up my Oh Kitty Tree, the tree shape from this, with VersaFine ONYX black ink and stamping this on Bristol Smooth cardstock so I can do a little Zig Clean Color Real Brush Marker coloring. What I love is, in addition to the tree, there's 2 individual cat images in the stamp set and some accessories and sentiments. So lots and lots of images, and it coordinates so well with the Trim the Tree stamp set, which also has additional images, additional cats. So they work together beautifully. I'm going to stick to the Oh Kitty Tree for this card today, but they do work together really well, and I'll be sharing more cards later on that use both. My first little kitty here is colored with beige and light beige with pink haze for the cheeks. Now, something I really love is I have just picked up some of the newer, lighter Zig Clean Color Real Brush Marker colors. Two of those are the light beige, which is a fantastic addition. It gives that nice light color, and the pink haze, which is the perfect little light pink for the cheeks. I have used the blush and the light pink in the past, but the pink haze is just perfection. I really love it for adding some pink to cheeks on lighter colored images. My next color combination is brown and light brown. It's kind of for this orange tabby. And I'm going to reuse a lot of these color combinations. I think In total, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 different color combinations throughout. And I just simply kind of went back and forth. I think it's easier if you don't want to have 2 of the exact same color cats side by side to start in a corner and kind of work your way up and out. That way you don't end up with maybe 2 black cats next to each other, or gray cats, or 2 of the light beige ones, or 2 orange tabbies, whatever it might be. I used gray and light gray for my black cat. I'm going to use that same color combination for the black and white spotted kitties, even though they have a little bit different look. So really, all in all, that gives me 6 different looks, but really 5 color combinations. This is mid brown and oatmeal for the little bit darker brown cat. And I'm going to start coloring in accessories as well. I want to have a nice kind of assortment of colors throughout. The majority is colored with reds and greens, pinks, and I'm even going to throw in a little turquoise here and there. But for the most part, it's greens, pinks, and reds. So we did the scarf, I did another cat's hat, and I'm really going to try to work my way kind of from the bottom up as far as that goes, and mix and match the colors I'm using throughout for the different ornaments, gift packages, things like that. And if they're wearing a stocking cap or a scarf, whatever it might be. Just love this set. I think it's so clever and so cute, and it's a really fun one to color no matter what coloring medium you like. You can see how well the colors blend on the Bristol Smooth cardstock. This is my preferred cardstock for Zig Clean Color Real Brush Marker coloring, because the colors just blend so well without any water at all. I like to lay down the dark color and blend with my lighter. And I'm kind of finishing adding a little color to some of these little pieces down along the bottom edge. Let's go ahead and add some spots to the cat with my my gray marker, and then blend it out with the light gray. I did not add any additional color to the white areas of the cats on this image. You definitely could with a very, very light marker if you wanted to add some extra depth and dimension or shadowing or whatever it might be. I didn't really feel like it needed it for this particular design, but that's definitely just a personal preference. I also love that there are 2 cat images in this tree of cats that you just see the tail, the back end of. Here is one that I'm coloring with gray and light gray. The other one's a little bit higher up on the tree, and I think that's super fun. Very funny. It kind of looks like they're squishing each other the further up the tree you get, trying to get on top. Really, really fun. I know that I have a couple of friends who are huge cat lovers that would enjoy getting a card like this at the holidays. This is my next color combination, which is going to be oatmeal and the new vanilla marker. And you're going to see it looks very similar to beige and light beige, but it ends up being a little bit lighter, which I really like. I think this is a fun color combination and a nice addition to the design. You can definitely see the little pink haze cheeks over it really well. We'll switch back to mid brown and oatmeal for the next one. And this, as I get more of these colored, you can see how working your way from one corner or the bottom and working up allows you to really see kind of what color to use next and takes some of the guesswork out of it. For me, it's simply just trying not to get 2 of the same color cats next to each other. Got a little red and white or red and green ornament, a red and white hat for this little kitty. We're going to use oatmeal and vanilla again. So we just used that down in the bottom left corner, and now we're going to use it kind of up on the right side of the kitty tree. And when I color a cat next to this with the beige and light beige color combination, I think it shows you the difference between the two a little bit more. The beige has a little bit more of a yellow undertone to it, which I think comes through when they're side by side. Here's turquoise green and green shadow with a red carmine stripe, light green, yellow green. Let's go ahead and color the little mouse hanging out down here. That's kind of dangerous territory for that little guy, with gray and light gray. The bird with some light blue and the beak with bright yellow. Let's go back to beige and light beige now. And we're going to color the other cat that has his tail sticking up there, and of course the little star ornament hanging from it, which I think is really clever and cute. The cat that's kind of looks like he's getting squished, one of them, gray with light gray. I mixed up the colors of their noses as well. It could be anything from the gray color to pink haze or mid brown. It just depended. I tried to kind of switch those up throughout the design. Let's do another black and white spotted cat. All in all, there are 3 of them. I tried to create a visual triangle, so we've got we'll have one at the kind of near the top and then coming down to the right side and back over to the left. And I really kind of tried to do that with most of my coloring. They'll be colored in a visual triangle of some sort when at all possible. Bright yellow and yellow for the other star ornament. These were a great place to pull in a little yellow, which is also going to create a visual triangle with the 2 star ornaments. And then up at the top of the kitty tree, the star on top of that kitty's head for the top of the tree. Mid brown and brown for the other cat that looks like he's getting stepped on. Or mid brown and oatmeal. I don't know what I hope I said that right. And then we will do a little beige and light beige, and this is where the beige and light beige color combination is next to the oatmeal and vanilla. And you can see that it has more yellow to it, I think. Just a couple more cats, a few more accessories. We want to make sure that we get everything filled in. This is another good reason to maybe start at the bottom and work your way up. I noticed I missed an ornament ball halfway down there, so I went ahead and went back and colored that in with carmine red and light carmine. But there's a lot of little ornaments throughout, and in order to kind of not miss anything, I find it easiest to color or start from one area and work my way up if possible. So we have the other black and white cat, and then we are going to finish with the kind of orange tabby, which is brown and light brown. Always one of my favorite color combinations for lots of different things. And then we want to color in the top of the tree or the tree topper with bright yellow and yellow. Looks like maybe we have another ornament left that we need to add color to. Just kind of going through, making sure that the insides of the ears are all colored. And once we have this all colored in, I'm going to take the coordinating Oh Kitty tree die and die cut this shape. Let's go ahead and grab our background now, and I want to kind of make sure this is going to fit perfectly. I want to tuck a little bit of it underneath the snowy border, and I want to get it as even and straight as possible. We'll put some tape runner adhesive on the back, and then I want to hopefully get this sitting up as straight as I can before we add any finishing details, and I don't think that's quite straight enough. I'm going to just pop that up real quick. We want to make sure the top of the tree is straight. So there is my scene. Now I'm going to go through with a black glaze pen and add detail to the eyes. If you've watched my videos before, anytime I use critters or anything with a face, I like to go back with my black pen and color in the eyes. I think it makes the face really pop. You can definitely tell a difference now between the cats that I have done this with already and the ones I haven't. I think the ones I haven't look a little dull, and the eyes really make the face. So I always just go through with my black pen and add a little detail to the eyes. I'm also going to take a white pen and add detail to the cheeks. I added little white dots to all of the cheeks. I don't tend to add highlights that often when using Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. I don't find that it works as well as it does with maybe Copics or colored pencils because of the water-based nature of the product. I think you just lose a lot of that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. For this, I just wanted to go in and add little white dots to the cheeks on most of the little cats. Especially the lighter ones, I think you see it a little bit better. The darker colors tend to absorb some of that. Next, I'm going to take Nuvo Crystal Drops in White Blizzard, which is an iridescent shimmer sparkle that's going to dry completely clear but leave a sparkly finish on anything I adhere it to. So I'm going to add it to the tree topper and all of the ornaments, the round ornaments, the star ornaments throughout my card. And this is going to dry completely sparkly and adds a nice little touch of shimmer to the design. I'm also going to take it and add it to the die cut openings in my background. This has been one of my favorite looks, no matter what die cut falling snow background I've used so far with my Christmas card making this year, but I love the look of the Nuvo Crystal Drops inside those little die cut openings for a little sparkle to the sky. I stamped a Meowie Christmas to All from the O Kitty Tree stamp set on the bottom of my card, and I felt like I needed just a little something else. And then I want to add something to the inside of my card. So I picked one of the cat images from O Kitty Tree plus the candy cane. I'm going to stamp those, color those in with my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. And the candy canes we're going to add along the bottom border of our card. And the other little kitty we're going to add to the inside of our card. So not only is the front going to feature this awesome O Kitty Tree of cats, but the inside's going to have a special little touch too, which I always love. I'm also adding the little kitty paw prints around my sentiment along the bottom edge of the card. I think these are really fun, and it really lends to the overall feel and design of the card. Now our candy canes, I only colored with reds. I did not bother to color the white area because once I have these colored in with the carmine red and red, I am going to die cut them, pop them in place on my card front, and cover them with Nuvo Crystal Drops and White Blizzard so we have sparkly candy canes as well. Because there's not a ton of dimension on this card, everything is everything is paper, these little things add a lot of interest. The Nuvo Crystal Drops, adding black to the eyes, adding white to the cheeks. Any little touch that you can add like that adds a lot to the overall design of the card without adding bulk. And I have been a big fan, especially in the last couple years or so, of finding ways of creating cards that have less bulk, that are easy to mail, but still give you the look of lots of depth and dimension. So we've tucked one of our candy canes in on the right side of the card. Our last two are going to be tucked over on the right side. I'm going to layer them a little bit. Try to find the perfect spot. Kind of thought down in front, but it covers up the cat's face, and I really didn't want to do that. I'm using a little liquid adhesive to add these. Let's go ahead and do the last candy cane. I was only going to do 2 to begin with, even though I stamped 3, and then I thought I liked the little odd number better than the even number. As a general rule, I tend to like odd number of embellishments. And there is my final candy cane, and I'll just find a way to kind of layer those a little bit. And there's the Nuvo crystal drops in White Blizzard. Very easy, just tracing the shape of the candy cane to add that glittery finish. Now let's go ahead and take our remaining cat image and color this in. No new colors are going to be introduced. We are going to use all colors that we have already seen in our O Kitty tree. We're going to use beige and light beige for the cat, pink haze for the cheeks, the nose, all of those areas. So laying down the dark color, blending out with the light. And then this little guy has lots of accessories. He's holding a candy cane, he's wearing a scarf, and he has a stocking cap. So let's add the pink haze to the cheeks, always cleaning off the tip of my marker because it's going to pick up some of the color from underneath. So I always like to clean it off on the side or a scrap piece of paper. Carmine red and red for the candy cane, just like the candy canes we just colored. Carmine red and red for the stocking cap. And then the scarf, let's use light green and then some sugared almond pink for a pink and green striped scarf. We will go ahead and die cut this with the coordinating dies. We want to add black detail to the eyes. I'm going to tuck it down here in the bottom right corner of the card on the inside. And I want the candy cane to match the rest of my candy canes, but I don't want my card to shut yet because the product on the front is still drying. So I am going to cover this with Nuvo crystal drops in White Blizzard, but I used my roll of Post-it tape to hold it up and open until the product was completely dry. That's going to finish off my O Kitty Tree Mama Elephant card. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this holiday card featuring these adorable cats. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more cards featuring Mama Elephant stamps and dies that you might be interested in. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.